It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Friday, the 20th of December. I'm Michael Groff. Torrential rainfall, heavy snow up north, strong winds, and very cold temperatures. All things that we will not have to worry about for the next 10 days around here. Instead, it's just more of the same for today at least. Dry conditions, temperatures near records again. We'll see a gradual downtrend in afternoon highs as we go through the weekend and next week, just in time for Christmas. And as for some rain chances, well, we will talk about it as we dive on in, but it sure doesn't look to be all that great anytime soon, as the pattern has been unrelenting and should remain so. But before we get into all of that, yeah, it's Friday, so that means it's Photo Friday here, and that's where we take a look at some of the photos and or videos that you guys have submitted. But in today's case, it's just one photo. We are very light, holiday light on content. And it is, of course, David Parnell. He was out at Cactus Shadows High School last Saturday, and we are moving away from high school football and now toward basketball and soccer and all that stuff. Of course, soccer outdoors, basketball indoors, but whatever the case, the weather is great this time of year. So if you are having an afternoon soccer match, hey, look, it's going to be warm. But by the time that sun starts going down, it cools off pretty quickly still, especially with the very dry air that we have around here. So at least that's the one advantage to not having any precipitation, is that we don't have to worry about rainouts. All those events, well, they're certainly being played and enjoyed by fans aplenty across the valley. All right, if you have a photo or video for Photo Friday, you can send it in. groffshow@gmail.com is that email address. It is groffshow@gmail.com for Photo Friday. All right, let's get to it. The almanac from yesterday, we did it again. Another record high here in the valley. 83 degrees was the afternoon high. 51 the morning low. Averages for this time of year, believe it or not, are at 65 and 45. So obviously way above where we ought to be, especially on that high temperature, 18 degrees above average. Now, looking over the numbers for the year, because we're almost done with the year 2024, mercifully so. It has been obviously a record-breaking year, but how record-breaking has it really been? Let's look at this. These are all the record high temperatures we have set this year. And if you're wondering how many there are here, well, there are 37 record high temperatures that have been established just this year alone. That's about 10% of all the days from this year have had a record high. Actually, a little over 10% if we don't see any more for the rest of the year. That's going to be just over 10% of all days had record highs. And you can see if 2 of them were in June. Well, none of them occurred in the first 5 months of the year, then 2 in June and 5 in July, 2 in August. And of course, there's that long stretch that we had there from the end of September through middle October. And then, of course, this even counts the record high from yesterday. And record warm low temperatures, we've had 42 of those. So it has been a very warm year. Of course, it'll go down as the warmest on record, regardless of what happens. And as per suggestion from Michelle, that's where this entire graphic sequence that I'm showing you comes from. Let's also show you how many times we've had measurable rain this year. 29 days in which we have had measurable precipitation. This does not count the days in which we've had a trace as well. There's been a number of those. So 29 total days with measurable rain in Phoenix. Most of those occurred in the beginning of the year. Our last measurable rain was on the 22nd of August, which means it has been 120 days since we've had measurable rain officially in Phoenix. We're still about 40 days away from that record, which means if we go through basically the entire month of January, or almost the entire month of January, without any measurable rain, well, then that record will also be broken. We'll have to see if we can do that. I somehow do suspect we will have measurable rain between now and the end of January. I sure hope so. But it has obviously been a very dry year, especially our monsoon season. I mean, you can really see we only had 7 days of measurable rain during what we call the monsoon season now. So that's not good. And obviously the drought conditions continue to worsen. All right, as we take a look outside right now, Here at about 10:45 in the morning, we've got mostly sunny sky out there. We're sitting at 68 degrees at Sky Harbor. Dew point's 25, humidity 19%. So yeah, it continues to be very dry. Winds are light, barometer is steady. The satellite picture out here across the west shows you more of the same. Got high pressure in control, and for the most part, that's keeping the skies relatively clear. Now, we will see a few passing clouds today, but that's going to be about it. Main storm track remains well to the north of us. The watch warning map, again, things are fairly quiet across most of the country right now, and as a result of that, it's also very quiet on the convective outlook. No organized severe weather. In fact, there might be very little thunder to be had across the contiguous U.S., maybe along the immediate northern California coast, and that is about it. Here's the precipitation outlook. This is valid through Friday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix, nothing. Statewide, almost nothing. Again, there might be a light shower or two across the northern part of the state, right up there along the Utah border. But other than that, we're just not expecting very much, as this weather pattern does not lend itself to any meaningful chances of precipitation, not just here in the valley, but really across most of the state. And we'll talk about why that is. We do our little under the hood look like we always do here, as we dive into the models, see what the future may hold. Here we go, the GFS, the 12Z run valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. High pressure, that's just that dumb and annoying feature that just sits out here across the west. It doesn't go anywhere, and so heights are way above average. And what it means for us down at the surface for the rest of the day today, you know it, partly cloudy sky. Yeah, a few high clouds will drift through here at times. High temperatures, upper 70s and low 80s. Another record possibly falling by the wayside, and a few more across southern Arizona are possible. Also, for tonight, clear sky, overnight lows, low 40s to low 50s, depending on where you are in the valley. And then tomorrow, the ridge does begin to nudge off to the east a little bit in favor of this trough along the west coast. But any precipitation stays far away from us across northern California up into parts of the Great Basin in the Pacific Northwest. We're dry, though, here. High temperatures still in the mid to upper 70s. On Sunday, some high clouds will come through. In fact, we'll call it partly sunny. High temperatures mid 70s. Same story on Monday, except with less cloudiness. Mostly sunny and mid 70s. Christmas Eve, we've got temperatures still somewhere, I would say, probably in the low 70s, maybe mid 70s. And again, with some passing high clouds. But nothing to slow down Santa from coming down the chimney or whatever. Most people don't have chimneys here, so, I don't know, sneaking in through the window, whatever it is, Santa, however Santa makes it his way into your house, he's not going to have any problems doing that. At least not from the weather. As we go into Christmas Eve and the overnight hours into early morning on Christmas Day. And speaking of, here's Christmas Day, and we are looking mostly sunny with temperatures around 70, at least high temperatures around 70. We'll start the day out in the 40s, highs around 70. This should be a continuation of a cooling trend thanks to troughing passing to the north of us. Now, the tail end of that may clip across northern Arizona. And we could maybe squeeze out a light rain or snow shower along the immediate northern border of our state, maybe over toward the Four Corners. And again, same deal on Thursday, day after Christmas. High temperatures here in Phoenix, I'd say 66 to 70. This is probably going to be about the coolest part of our forecast period here. And again, an isolated light rain or snow shower over northern Arizona can't be completely ruled out here in Phoenix, just some clouds and a light breeze, and that's going to be about the only sensible weather we'll have here. Now, yes, it's going to be cooler, though. Low temperatures will dip down into the 30s in the cold spots, mid-40s, I'd say, in the urban core for that day after Christmas, or Boxing Day. We talked about Boxing Day yesterday. Some people are like, what the heck's Boxing Day? Well, we don't really observe that here in the United States necessarily, but in the UK and Canada, Boxing Day, it's the day that started out as sort of the day after Christmas, is where you give some of those gifts to the needy. And for us, we look at Boxing Day as the day to return the unwanted gifts. You know, the ugly sweater, that terrible Santa hat, whatever it is that you get that you don't want. We've all gotten them. The ugly Cosby sweater, which has way too many implications these days. You want to return that. That's for sure. You wanted to return it 30 years ago, but especially now. All right, anyway, a week from today, this is Friday the 27th. Another trough passing by harmlessly to the north. Again, a stray shower for the Four Corners, maybe eastern Arizona, and that's going to be just about it. And high temperatures here in Phoenix, right around 70. Again, that's a little bit above the seasonal averages. We're normally in the mid-60s this time of year, but hey, we'll take it. And then as we go out 10 days, this is Sunday, the 29th. 588 ridge to the west of us. That's not good. And heights above average, and that means temperatures bouncing back. And I dare say high temperatures would be well up into the 70s if this verifies with a dry northwesterly flow. There is another trough making its way to the Pacific Northwest, but with that ridge sitting where it is, and a big ridge that's out there across eastern Canada and eastern North America. But I'll tell you what, I don't think that's going to make its way into the southwestern United States. It's going to probably start to fizzle out as it makes its way toward the Pacific Northwest coast and weaken thanks to both of those features, and should pass harmlessly to the north of us ultimately. So I think for the rest of the year, it sure looks like, and of course this could change, but it sure looks like the rest of the year is going to remain dry for us here in Phoenix. So we will finish with the 23rd driest year on record and the warmest year on record in Phoenix. But just for the heck of it, let's look at it anyway. We do this every day. Here's a look at rainfall for Phoenix out through the 3rd of January off the GFS ensemble. Not looking all that optimistic. Yeah, there's a smattering of members that show some precipitation, but generally speaking, this keeps us dry. Same story with the European ensemble. Looks like about a quarter of the 51 members have measurable rain between now and the 3rd of January. But does not look encouraging. That ensemble mean way under a tenth of an inch. Temperatures off the national blend of models. It is going to be toasty today. Toasty by December standards. I mean, high maybe getting up into the low 80s. It was warm yesterday afternoon if you were out and about in that, but it cools off quickly again after sunset, and then we will see that downtrend for next week. I think high temperatures on Christmas Day will probably be a little bit cooler than what's shown here, but either way, still a little bit above seasonal averages, and that's how we're going to close out the rest of this year, which really can't end soon enough, right? All right, that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is due back here on Monday morning, but of course, updates before that, if necessary, should you happen to enjoy these videos. And of course you do, then be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. If you really like what we do here, then click that thanks icon below the video here on YouTube and make those monetary contributions to us. Or even better, you can donate directly via PayPal. groffshow@gmail.com is that PayPal address. It's GROFF show@gmail.com for PayPal. The executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my one and only, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of SweetChildAZ.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona. Talking about my Michelle. Check her out. Check out her blogs, videos, everything Michelle related, and parentheses, Adriana related, close parentheses, all linked up down in the description. So please give that a look, a listen, a gander. Really would appreciate that. Plus, another thing you should check out, it's our streaming station. It's available 24/7, 365. It's called KMGX. We play a ton of music and have a lot of fun with that as well. Again, linked up in the description, or you can always go to KMGX.com and listen via that avenue. And I didn't prepare this already, so shame on me. But if you wonder what we do on KMGX, well, I kind of told you already, but if you want a little sampling of what we play over there, let's check out what's playing there right now. Again, just a sampling because we don't want to get demonetized. And there you go. Even I don't know what that was. So I'm just as lost as you are. Can you guess what song that was? All right. That's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. All of your continued support. It is so greatly appreciated. Please be safe. I'll tell you to stay cool and stay hydrated out there again today. It's a dry and warm one this afternoon. And you guys have yourselves a great Friday and a wonderful weekend.